What loophole did you exploit 4 years before someone found out? I paid $300 a month to park a really pimped out van in a heated garage in Boston. If you parked front and no one could see you. Found a spot near an electrical outlet and ran a line into the van. Paid for a $10 gym across the street that was open for 24 hours, so I had all the hot showers I wanted. Served at a nearby restaurant, so ate most of my meals for free. Watched TV on my laptop with the free Wi-Fi from the coffee shop above me. Literally lived in downtown Boston for $310 a month while I went to college. R/van life would like your autograph. There is an app for a local burger chain where it allows you to roll the dice to get a code for a free double patty burger upgrade. It was designed so you could only try it once per day, and it even shows the date of the roll on the code so the cashier could verify it. However, I found out that you can just change the date on your phone and try again immediately. If you got nothing, change it again and just keep going until you get the code. Then, when you got the code, you change the date back to current date and the app updates the code so it looks like you rolled it today. I got free burger upgrades for years until they finally got rid of the feature altogether. I don't know if anyone ever figured out this exploit. They removed it for other reasons. Growing up, I worked at a chain grocery store. They had a policy in place that if an item price label didn't match the scanned price in the computer, the first item was free and any subsequent items would be for whichever price was lower. Every few months an elderly woman would come in and spend 4 to 5 hours shopping. When she would come up to the register, she would have a full cart and near everything would be free. I had to ring her out a handful of times and only caught a few items overall that she was wrong on. At one point, she found a comforter BBB mislabeled and got it for free. $40-50 sticker price. More than once the store manager would watch her on the store cameras to ensure she wasn't switching the stickers, but never saw her do anything sneaky. Just very calmly looking over every item shelved one at a time. Eventually the policy changed and she stopped coming in at all. TL/DR store managers hate this one simple trick. My friend used to restock condom machines in pubs and collect the money from them. The machines would always break and get jammed all the time, but because it was condoms no one would ever tell someone that the machine ate their money. He would just count how many condoms were gone and give that amount of money to the company and pocket the rest. Edit. I meant to also say he moved on to another job. Apparently the next person that did it collected all the money correctly and threw all their figures out. When I was a kid there was a payphone down the street that, if you put your quarter in, made a call but no one answered, it would give you back to quarters. Went there all the time and called home when I knew no one was there to answer. I went to a sporting goods store and they asked me for my phone number when I was paying. I was in a bad mood and didn't want to fight with the clerk, so I told them our local area code plus 555 to 1212, which is the old number for directory assistance. Clerk accepted it and I left. When I checked my receipt I had a huge number of loyalty points because apparently a ton of other people did the same thing. I called the office the next day and switched the account to my new address a half dozen times over the next few years. I went and got free stuff with all the points that I kept racking up as one of their most loyal customers. Edit. Wow. I've never had a comment blow up like this before. Thanks everyone. Exclamation mark. Totally made my day. Exclamation mark. The McDonald's app used to have an entry in the order book for garlic parmesan fries that you only found through the search option. It cost $0. Every time I ordered it, I got free regular fries. Also you can set the drink option on Happy Meals to coffee, which is not really a loophole but handy. Parking meters took credit cards, but they weren't actually connected to a live network at all times. The machine just confirmed the card number was valid and was not expired, then spit out a valid pass. So when my card number got stolen and replaced, I kept my old, cancelled card. Of course when the system tried to run the card later it would be declined. My car and I were long gone by then. Sadly they wised up and now it charges your card before giving you a pass. Staples used to let you recycle an infinite amount of ink cartridges at $2 a pop. My old job used to run through ink cartridges at an insane rate, and it happened to be my duty to recycle them. I brought them to Staples and recycled them under my Staples rewards account to what amounted to $1,000s over time. If there wasn't something in the store I wanted to buy with the coupons, I could buy from their online store, which had video games, TVs and other non-office items. If I still didn't see something I wanted, I could buy a Visa gift card or gift card to another store via their website to translate the money into direct cash. Staples eventually put a 10 cartridge per month cap on recycling, which ended my madness. All technically legal, mind you. Years ago I was a season ticket holder for an awful NBA team. My tickets came electronically via PDF. I had okay seats in the upper part of the lower bowl, but nothing great. Anyway, on nights where I knew it would be empty, which was most nights, unless a superstar like Kobe or LeBron was in town, I would use the full version of Adobe Acrobat to edit the PDFs to indicate a much better seat location than mine. The barcode still scanned just fine because I didn't mess with it, but when the usher took my printout, all he saw was that I was sitting on the floor. Got away with it for years until the team actually got good for a while and the place was packed. Worked out how to get the jackpot every time on a Connect 4 fruit machine in a pub I used to drink in. It would cost about 5 to 10 before you'd get into the bonus round. Then when you did, you'd play a Connect 4 game against the machine. You place the first counter, and then after the machine places the next counter, you mirror the machine's move. Every game ends in a draw, and you win the jackpot, which was 50. The pub landlord removed the machine after around 3 months as it was regularly empty. Basically paid for my drinking and more for 3 months. One week the local Chick-fil-A put a coupon in a local coupon magazine flyer, which was buy one, get one free, any item on the menu. Next to that coupon they had a 50% off any menu item. I carefully checked, and neither coupon mentioned cannot be combined with any other offer anywhere on it. So I ran out to the local grocery store and grabbed a stack of these flyers. Sure enough, the next week the offer was gone. But it was too late to stop me. I spent almost 2 years as a grad student living almost exclusively off of 128 count nugget platters that I would get for 25% of the cost. First half off, second free. Place went under new management and they put up a sign saying they would no longer be accepting those coupons. Not entirely sure if that was due solely to me or if anyone else was pulling the same thing. I had about 20 coupon pairs left when they shut it down. When I was in school they sent us home with a form for our parents to fill in. The idea was to collect updated contact information in case anything had changed, phone numbers etc. If you were late to school, the school texted your parents to let them know. For myself, the usual punishment was a grounding. I was frequently late, so I filled the form with my own phone number and started to receive the text messages that were intended to tell my parents that I was late. Got grounded far less frequently after that. Still ongoing. Thanks to a charge card I was granted top tier elite status with a hotel chain. I downgraded 6 years ago, but the status remained. The hotel chain went through a merger, but since I had retained the status for over 10 years I was given lifetime top status in the new program that was created. Back in 1999/2000 there was this web advertising company called All Advantage. You could install their ad banner on your computer and it would occupy like the bottom 15% of your screen and show you ads, and AA would pay you for the time you were exposed to the ads. Of course they had basic measures in place, like stopping your accumulated time if your screensaver came on or your computer went to sleep. But all it took was a simple program that would keep your mouse slowly moving while you're actually away IRL, and the AA clock would keep on ticking. Not sure if keeping it running at all times I was away IRL ended up being cost effective in regards to cost of electricity, but I was a teenager living with my parents, so I didn't care about that. I think I pulled maybe $500 or so before the company went under. Local casino issued a $20 free play coupon in the newspaper with no expiration date. I talked to the newspaper delivery guy and asked him about that copy, and he told me he's got 100s of them in the van as they were a few days old now. I got all of them, clipped out the coupons, and proceeded to make $19.50 every day after work for around 500 or so days. Not quite years, but pretty damn close. The casino never printed a coupon without expiration/1 per customer rules ever since. My old job, I worked at a pretty large gym, gold level, like the third highest level. Monthly fee was $79 for the gold membership, but employees got a free diamond membership. Worked there for a year and a half before I quit, but my account was never deactivated. Been going there for a while completely free, still not found out. Diamond membership is like $200 a month. Used to work at Starbucks like 7 years ago, and they used to print these receipts where, if you filled out a survey, it would give you a 6-digit code which you could then exchange for a free drink. However, when you gave in the receipt with the code, we would just toss it in the garbage and then give the free drink. So over a shift I would just keep all the survey receipts when people didn't want them, write random numbers on them, then keep a wallet full of free coffee. Since I already got tons of free drinks, I would give them to homeless people and explain it was good for a free coffee. Probably gave away like 100 free drinks. This is super weird, and I haven't thought about it in years. But I suppose it was a loophole. Soda companies used to run giveaways where they would put a code under the cap, and then you could enter the code's 4 points and get free stuff once you had banked enough points. I was a stock boy at a local grocery store, and we had to take care of the bottle return machines also. Any loose caps and nasty soda juices would settle in the bottoms of the bags. So on slow nights we would cut the corner of the bags to drain and collect any loose caps, which I would then wash in the mop sink and take home to bank the codes. I ended up getting some sweet stuff like a few CDs, a zip-up sweatshirt, and even some decent noise cancelling headphones lol. I used to live in an apartment across the road from a casino whilst at university. They released an app where, if you check in, you get points that go towards free food and drinks. Because I was close enough to the casino, I could just check in without going to the casino itself. Every Saturday I used to get a free burger, fries and drink and watch sport in the sports bar. They eventually scrapped the app. It was awesome considering I was a broke uni student. My family used to go to this campground in the summer and rent a little cabin for like a week. In the main building there was a little arcade, mostly older games, and a football table, and an air hockey table. What most people didn't know was, the air hockey table was broke. If you put quarters in, you could push the plunger to start the machine, and then get your quarters back, if you did it just right. A couple of years in a row were super fun because me and one other kid that knew would keep air hockey going for the entire time. The arcade would be filled with kids who would often play other games while waiting their turn at air hockey. They must have found out after a few years though, because one year we went back and it was fixed. The arcade was also a complete ghost town, and the campground made no money off it after that. That's when I fully realized and understood the concept of a loss leader at like 13 years old. Got keys to a new flat on a Friday afternoon. The place had electric, but it wasn't in my name. Went to the electric company just before closing, and the lady said, "Flat 8 you say? We only have record of 7 flats on that building. Tell you what, glances at the clock, come back Monday with the serial number on your meter, and we'll get you all hooked up." I never went back and enjoyed free electric for over 2 years until I moved out. Edit to clarify, when I say wasn't in my name, this was originally a large single dwelling property that had been converted into flats/apartments. My one, I guess, was a late addition, and I was the first tenant. It simply wasn't registered to me or anyone. It's also standard here in the UK to pay the individual utility bills to the individual utility companies providing their services. Circa late 80s, you could make a long distance collect call from a payphone and charge it to a private number. The operator would call the other number to confirm. We'd ask the operator to call the number of another payphone nearby and have a friend authorize the call. Free long distance for almost a year. Please subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of Reddit Universe.